July has officially come to an end, so today I'm giving you the top 5 best movies I watched in the month of July 2024. Hello everybody, my name is Jesse and welcome to my channel. Another month of 2024 has gone, so today I'm giving you the top 5 best movies that I watched in July 2024. Kicking us off at number 5, I have Logan. This month I rewatched all of the X-Men movies leading up to the release of Deadpool and Wolverine, and this is my favorite X-Men movie. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine/Logan is my favorite X-Men character, and this is the movie that I feel Hugh Jackman gives his best performance as this character. You can just see that what I love that they did with this movie and this character. This movie is set a couple years into the future, and this Logan is much older, and his healing properties aren't working the way they used to be, and so he's just tired. He knows that his time is kind of coming to an end. He's old and he's tired, and he really can't do the kinds of things that he used to be able to do. Patrick Stewart is also great in this movie. I love Daphne Keane as X-23's Laura. She's really great in this movie, and I just think this movie was a fantastic send-off to this character, and I think it was the perfect way to end his story before bringing him back. In fourth place, I have Gladiator. I watched this movie right after the first trailer for Gladiator 2 came out to get excited for that. And this is probably almost one of my favorite movies of all time. I mean, it's probably, if I had to guess, if I had to make a list right now, it might be somewhere in there between top 20, top 30 movies of all time for me. I love Russell Crowe in this role. Hans Zimmer does a phenomenal job with the score. And with the score in this movie, you can kind of see, he may have gotten some inspiration from this film for the Pirates of the Caribbean scores. You can kind of see a little bit of a similarity between those two. Joaquin Phoenix gives a phenomenal performance here as the villain Commodus. Commodus is an absolutely despicable villain. I hate him more and more every time I watch this movie. And I just love this movie. The action is great. The story is fantastic. And I love historical movies. And this is kind of like just a historical epic type movie. So I love it. In third place, I have Inception. This is one of my favorite Christopher Nolan movies. And if you saw my video a couple days back talking about my favorite movie from every year I've been alive, this movie was the one that I talked about for 2010. This is my favorite movie from 2010. I just love what Nolan is able to do with this movie. And this is one of the first movies I ever saw that really had such a complicated plot. You really needed to see, I really needed to watch it 2 or 3 times before I was fully able to understand everything and wrap my head around it. And that's what I love about Christopher Nolan in all his movies. He's so different in that way. He has such creative and complex ideas. And this movie is by far one of his best. The score, again, is amazing. Leonardo DiCaprio gives a fantastic performance. I also love Joseph Gordon-Levitt in this movie. Cillian Murphy, the list goes on. And I just love the story of this movie and the physics behind Inception itself is just crazy. And this isn't really a movie I rewatch all that often, but when I do, it hits a lot harder because I notice something new every time and more meaning every single time. My number 2 spot for this month goes to Captain America: The Winter Soldier. This is my favorite MCU film, and I love this movie for so many reasons. Captain America, Steve Rogers, is one of my favorite MCU characters ever. I love duo between Cap and Natasha in this movie. We get a lot more of Black Widow in this film. Samuel L. Jackson is always great as Nick Fury, and I just love the kind of spy espionage thriller plot that this movie has. Sebastian Stan is fantastic as Bucky / the Winter Soldier. I love him as a villain, and it's great to go back now that he's officially a hero. It's fun to go back and watch this movie and see kind of where he started, because this was our first introduction to him as the Winter Soldier, the villain. So I just love this movie. Love it every single time I watch it. The action is great. We get introduced to Sam, and it's just a great time. But coming in number one, my favorite movie that I watched in July 2024 is La La Land. If you've seen me talk about this movie before on the channel, you know that once I start talking about it, I almost never stop. I absolutely love this movie, again, for so many reasons. And I think it grows a little bit higher on my favorites list every single time I watch it. All of the musical numbers are phenomenal, and I've seen this movie enough times, and I've listened to the soundtrack enough times that I can almost sing along every single word to all the songs. Both Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling give great performances, and the use of color is phenomenal. All the dance choreography is amazing, and it's just one of my favorite romantic movies ever. And what I love so much about this movie, again, I've talked about this before, is just how different it is. Damien Chazelle wasn't afraid to subvert expectations and do something that nobody else ever does, and that is not make the main characters end up together. They don't end up together at the end of the film. Though they both love each other, they chose their goals and their passions over their relationship, because they knew if they were together, they couldn't really reach their full potential. So I love this movie does that. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 favorite movies I watched in July. What are your favorite movies you watched this month? Let me know down in the comments below. And I have a bunch of other content coming in the next couple of weeks. Until then, like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 300 subscribers before the end of the year. If you could help me get there, that would mean a lot. And keep watching movies. Goodbye.